country club wood this morning. About 25 degrees. Bet you people from up north would love to have this kind of weather in the middle of the day. 25, it's probably pretty warm. They're probably wearing shorts in that weather. Chopped off a little red maple for me over here. Go ahead and buck that up. 16-inch pieces, just the right size. What do you know? My chain is dull already. It is dull. I'm gonna have to sharpen my chain. Again. Again. Alright. Let's see here. What side do I want to start on? Loosening that. All right. I'm not going to spend a ton of time doing this. All right, done with that side. All right, let's see if this will cut a little better now. I just sharpened the chain. Did not take down the rakers at all because I'd already taken them down and I checked it on the raker gauge and it was fine. So we'll see if we can cut a little better here. Not positive what this is, but it kind of looks like what we call muscle wood. Like I said, I'm not positive. We got maple, red maple here, and then we got possibly muscle wood, ironwood, muscle wood. Call it different things. It's kind of an understory tree around here. think that's what it is. Not positive. I have to wait and split it and see. It's a very dense wood. It burns super hot. Mostly beautiful load there of red maple. A little bit of ironwood somewhere in there. Cleaned up. Back to a wood yard. I'll tell you what, this right here might be my favorite setup. Just the back of my pickup truck, nice and simple. Probably have a half of a face cord. That means a sixth of a full cord of wood in there. That's what I'm guessing. It's probably actually a little less than that. But just for guessing purposes, that's what I'll say after I split it. But it's a good little setup. Nice and simple. I can reach behind me and just roll those logs towards me. Logs aren't huge. Say the biggest one in there might be 10 inches in diameter, maybe. Anyway, I like that. I like that setup. Simple, much quicker. No dump trailer. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Start splitting some red maple here. I'm gonna stack it right over there. A red maple pile. Some good wood, some not so good wood. See what we have here. Right here. Look at all these black ants. This red maple. Look at that. I think the mother load. All right, I'm about halfway done. I had to perform some minor surgery on a lot of this stuff. Let's see how punky that stuff is right there. The hardwood. A lot of this red maple ends up doing this. So I just chuck it. Got all this stuff I gotta toss. This is pretty good wood. Pretty good. Still had to, I mean, there's still some places that aren't perfect. This right here, not perfect. But just to take that little sliver off like a 1/4 of an inch, I don't think it's worth it. So that's what we got so far. Got about half more to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start stacking. All right, this is me splitting some ironwood. This is what it looks like. A pale yellow-ish, kind of stringy, very dense wood. There's no heartwood. If there is a heartwood, it's not a different color. All right, here is a beautiful ironwood. Has a really, really thin layer of bark on it. You can barely even see where the bark even begins. All right, it's so thin. It's kind of like beech, the bark on it, super thin. In my experience, and I have not tried to dry this outdoors, okay? I've put it in my lean-to and let it dry in the lean-to, and it's done pretty well. But under that lean-to over there, it takes a significant amount of time to dry, at least a year. And these are some larger splits than what I normally split. I know it's tiny to some of y'all, but it's pretty good size for what I typically do over here. We'll see how it does outdoors. I'm a little curious to see if mold starts to grow out here. I have read that on the ironwood, it's best to cover it, kind of like hickory, because that bark does not like to come off. It's not a bug problem, it's just that bark just seems to get the rest of the wood really moldy, almost like maybe like birch, where it just is sealed on the wood so tightly that water does not want to come out of it. I don't know, we'll see how it dries out here. All right, some good decent sized pieces there. Some pretty wood. Actually doesn't split bad when it's green, but I know when it dries, it's a bear to split. Still working on my maple pile and softer of the hardwood pile. That's what this stack is going to be. Like I said earlier, this is the hickory, oak. I think that's all I have over there right now, hickory and oak pile. I forgot to mention this ironwood here puts out so many BTUs. I believe it's one of the highest. And that's even a little more than the hickory, is what I've read at least. With the hickory, it's more than the hickory, more than the white oak and red oak. So I don't know what y'all found out about this ironwood right here. Remember, it's got a really thin layer of bark on it, really thin. It's kind of stringy, doesn't have much straight grain to it, even though this one split pretty decent. Typically it's very difficult to split if you let it get dry. So if any of y'all have any experience out there with this stuff, with the ironwood or musclewood, and I'm sure there's lots of different varieties of it, but the BTUs are incredible. But I do believe it dries quite a bit quicker than most of those really dense, nutty trees.